My girlfriend went bankrupt and gave me to a rich heiress to pay off her debts and to escape the heiress. I pretended to obey her every word while secretly contacting my girlfriend to get me out. Later at a dinner party, my girlfriend said I was too cold and arrogant, and asked the heiress to put up with me, and right then my heart completely died. I started accepting the heiress' affection, but then my girlfriend regretted it. I never expected to run into Chloe at the studio, and after 3 years, she became a rising business star with no trace of her past desperation. After the interview, she stopped me. Chase, long time no see, and Chloe dropped her hands by her sides, unconsciously fidgeting as I asked her with a hoarse voice, "Is she treating you well?" And I paused while organizing my script without answering. Seeing I didn't want to talk about it, Chloe quickly changed the subject. "Chase, I haven't congratulated you on becoming a famous host yet," and her eyes landed on me. With some nostalgia, as the future we dreamed of when we were young is exactly today. I looked up and my cool gaze made Chloe shut up, and just as she was, "Oh now," and wanted to say more, my assistant rushed up to me and said, "Chase, are you done packing because Stella is here to pick you up?" I looked at her and she seemed a bit unhappy, so I froze for a second, and immediately put down my stuff saying, "I'm heading back right now." Before I could take 2 steps, Chloe subconsciously grabbed my arm. "Chase, if you are not doing well, I can figure out a way to bring you back." Her words were cut off by me before she could finish, "And then sell me off again like you did back then." And I looked at Chloe, with eyes full of mockery, saying, "You were the one who handed me over to her back then, weren't you?" Chloe and I grew up together and we were the couple everyone envied on campus. Everything changed when Chloe's startup failed in her junior year, and she needed a huge amount of capital, which was a debt that our middle-class families could never pay off even if we sold everything. And right at that time, Stella, the rich heiress, posted a job opening, offering $50 million for a sleep companion requiring someone her age from the same school, who won speech contests in elementary and middle school, and currently works at the broadcasting club, even specifying height, weight, and hairstyle. So detailed it might as well have my name on it. The forum blew up and someone leaked that the heiress really suffers from insomnia. But why hire a sleep companion instead of seeing a doctor for insomnia? So most people thought it was just a trick for the heiress to pursue me. And just as I was about to find Stella to clear things up, Chloe stopped me and said, "Chase, I have never asked you for anything in my life, but this time only you can help me." And Stella wrapped her arms around my waist. "What are you standing out here thinking about?" And she pulled me into the car with one hand. "Is everyone at your station dead?" And Stella grabbed my cold hands, with a face so dark it could drip ink, saying, "Is this small interview really worth you ditching me?" I rushed over in the cold wind, and it better not be to see some childhood sweetheart you haven't seen in ages. I was about to explain when a spoon was shoved right to my mouth. Stella fiercely held a thermos and said, "Before you finish this pear soup, you are not allowed to say a single word." And by the time I was allowed to speak, the car had already reached the residence, and Stella dragged me to the dining table without a word, forcing me to eat an extra half bowl of rice, saying she fed me for 3 years, and I still lost a pound. People who don't know will think I'm abusing you, and she pulled out a book from somewhere, saying I want to hear this tonight, and it was the exact same fairy tale she made me read 3 years ago. This heiress has a terrible temper, and everyone knows she is moody. And from the very first night I entered her villa, everyone was betting that I would be tortured and end up covered in bruises. But things didn't go as they expected, because the moment I walked in, a fairy tale book was thrown in front of me, and Stella sat on the sofa, with her eyes half closed, waving at me, asking, "What are you standing there for?" "I want to hear Cinderella, no wait, Snow White." She realized her slip of the tongue and clicked her tongue impatiently. "Just read the one where the girl gets scammed by a jerk and turns into sea foam." I picked up the book and sat cross-legged on the floor, and The Little Mermaid isn't very long. Stella was very restless while listening, and kept making faces the whole time. Until the story ended, she finally looked at me coolly and asked, "What did you learn from it?" I suddenly leaned forward and covered her bloodshot eyes with both hands, saying, "Miss, you need to sleep," and after that, I never saw that fairy tale book again. Stella seemed to remember it too and said, "You haven't written your reflections online yet. Double it, no triple it. I want a 3,000-word essay." I was silent for a moment, and then decisively explained to the jealous woman. I only found out the guest was Chloe when I got there, and I was not being nostalgic, and I am not lovesick, and seeing Stella's unmoved expression,